While everyone wondered who killed Tupac, Snoop blamed the man that was driving the car he got shot in that night.
The most feared figure in all of hip-hop.
You put all of our lives in jeopardy like that, you don't care about Pop.
And confronted him face to face.
Come up to my room, ain't gonna be nobody in there. Just me and you. This either the moment you gonna kill me, or we're gonna get some clarity in this air.
But did Snoop Dogg know something was going to happen that night?
September 7th, 1996, started like any other glamorous night in Las Vegas. Bright lights, packed streets, celebrities everywhere, and the electric energy of a major boxing event. But before the night ended, the entire world of hip-hop would be shaken to its core. One of the most influential artists of all time, Tupac Shakur, was riding in a black BMW with his record label boss after attending a high-profile fight. He was only 25 years old, at the peak of his career, and had just released one of the biggest rap albums ever. Fans admired him. Critics feared him. The industry revolved around him. Then suddenly, gunshots. Within seconds, chaos replaced celebration. Tupac was hit multiple times. His life would hang in the balance for 6 days before the world received the devastating news. The voice that defined a generation was gone. But nearly 3 decades later, one question still refuses to disappear. Who really pulled the trigger? This story is not just about a murder. It's about rivalry, fame, loyalty, power, and the dark side of hip-hop's most dangerous era. Stay with me, because the deeper we go, the more mysterious this night becomes. The rise of Tupac, more than just a rapper. Before the tragedy, Tupac Shakur had already become one of the most powerful voices in music. Born in New York City, Tupac grew up surrounded by activism and struggle. His mother was connected to political movements, and that influence shaped his perspective on society, injustice, and survival. But Tupac wasn't just a rapper. He was a storyteller. His lyrics blended pain, anger, love, and realism. Songs like Dear Mama and Keep Your Head Up showed emotional vulnerability, while tracks like Hit 'Em Up revealed his aggressive and confrontational side. In 1996, Tupac released the legendary double album All Eyes on Me under Death Row Records, instantly cementing his dominance in hip-hop. At the center of this powerful label stood a controversial figure, Suge Knight. Together, they represented the West Coast's strongest force in rap. But fame came with danger. The East Coast versus West Coast war. By the mid-1990s, hip-hop was no longer just music. It had become a cultural battlefield. 2 coasts, 2 sounds, 2 identities. On the West Coast stood Tupac and Death Row Records. On the East Coast stood artists connected to New York's rising rap scene, including the notorious B.I.G. and Sean Combs, known widely as Diddy. What began as competition slowly turned personal. After Tupac survived a shooting in 1994, he publicly accused people in the East Coast circle of knowing more than they admitted. Whether those accusations were true or not, the damage was done. Diss tracks intensified the conflict. Interviews fueled the drama. Fans picked sides. Hip-hop had never been more successful, but also never more dangerous. September 7th, 1996, the fight night that changed everything. The night began with excitement. Tupac attended a major boxing match at the MGM Grand Las Vegas. The fight featured heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, a close friend of Tupac. After Tyson won quickly, the atmosphere inside the arena turned celebratory. Cameras flashed. Celebrities moved through the crowd. Tupac looked energetic and confident. But outside the arena, something unexpected happened. The casino altercation. Surveillance footage later showed Tupac and members of Death Row Records confronting a man in the lobby. That man was reportedly connected to a gang from Compton. Tupac approached him aggressively. Within seconds, a physical fight broke out. Punches were thrown. Security rushed in. The group eventually left the building. At the time, it seemed like just another celebrity scuffle. But investigators later believed this moment may have set the entire tragedy in motion. The drive through Las Vegas. Later that evening, Tupac got into a black BMW driven by Suge Knight. They were heading to a nightclub where Tupac was scheduled to appear. The streets of Las Vegas were packed with weekend traffic. Music played loudly. Fans recognized the car and shouted. Everything appeared normal. Until it wasn't. The shooting. At approximately 11:15 p.m., the BMW stopped at a red light. A white Cadillac pulled up beside them. Witnesses later said the vehicle slowed briefly, almost deliberately. Then suddenly, gunfire exploded. Multiple shots were fired into the BMW. Tupac was struck 4 times, in the chest, arm, and thigh. Suge Knight was hit by bullet fragments but survived. The Cadillac sped away into the night. Within seconds, the most powerful voice in hip-hop was fighting for his life. The hospital battle. Tupac was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Doctors performed multiple surgeries and placed him on life support. For 6 days, fans across the world waited anxiously for updates. Some believed he would recover. After all, Tupac had survived violence before. But his injuries were too severe. On September 13, 1996, Tupac Shakur was pronounced dead. He was only 25 years old. Hip-hop and music history would never be the same again. The investigation, more questions than answers. The case quickly became one of the most famous unsolved murders in entertainment history. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department launched an investigation, but progress was slow. Witnesses were limited. Cooperation was scarce. Rumors spread faster than facts. The culture of silence surrounding gangs and the music industry made solving the case extremely difficult. Years passed. No arrests were made. Conspiracy theories exploded. Theories that shook the world. Over the decades, several theories emerged about who might have been responsible. 1. Gang retaliation theory. Many investigators believe the shooting was connected directly to the earlier casino fight. The man confronted by Tupac was allegedly associated with a gang, and the attack may have been retaliation. This theory is widely considered the most realistic explanation. 2. The East Coast rivalry theory. Because of the intense feud between Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G., some fans believe the shooting was connected to the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry. However, no solid evidence ever proved that Biggie himself had any involvement. In fact, people close to him consistently denied any connection. 3. Industry conspiracy theories. Some theories suggested deeper involvement from powerful figures in the music business. These claims have circulated for decades, but remain unproven. The mystery continued to grow. A major break, 27 years later. For decades, the case remained cold. Then, in 2023, a shocking development changed everything. Police arrested Duane Davis, also known as Keefe D, in connection with Tupac's murder. Davis had previously spoken publicly about being present in the car during the shooting. According to investigators, he was connected to the group responsible for the attack. This arrest marked the first time anyone had been formally charged in Tupac's killing. But even with this development, the mystery is not fully solved. Questions still remain about who ordered the shooting, who actually fired the shots, whether others were involved. The case is still unfolding. The aftershock, another tragedy. Just 6 months after Tupac's death, hip-hop suffered another devastating loss. The Notorious B.I.G. was shot and killed in Los Angeles. The 2 biggest stars of the era were gone within a year. The East Coast versus West Coast rivalry suddenly felt less like entertainment and more like reality. Their deaths forced the industry to rethink the direction of hip-hop culture. Tupac's legacy, why his voice still matters. Even decades later, Tupac's influence remains unmatched. His music continues to inspire artists across the world. What made Tupac unique wasn't just his sound, it was his honesty. He spoke about poverty, racism, violence, hope, love. He combined street realism with emotional depth in a way few artists ever have. Many consider him one of the greatest rappers of all time, not just because of his music, but because of his impact. His work still feels relevant today. And perhaps that's why the mystery surrounding his death still captures global attention. Why the case still fascinates the world. Some celebrity deaths fade from memory. Tupac's never did. Why? Because the story contains everything: fame, conflict, power, mystery, unanswered questions. Every few years, new interviews, documentaries, and investigations bring the case back into public conversation. People still debate what really happened, and until every detail is confirmed, the night Tupac was shot will remain one of the most haunting moments in music history. The night hip-hop changed forever. Before September 1996, hip-hop was growing rapidly but still evolving. After Tupac's death, everything changed. Labels became more cautious. Artists became more security-focused. The industry began shifting away from openly dangerous rivalries. Tupac's death wasn't just a personal loss. It was a turning point for the entire genre. It forced hip-hop to mature, but it also left a permanent scar. A voice that refuses to fade. Nearly 3 decades later, the story of Tupac Shakur remains unfinished. New evidence continues to surface. Old interviews continue to be analyzed. Fans continue searching for answers. But one truth remains clear. Tupac's voice never disappeared. His music still speaks. His message still inspires. His story still matters. The night he was shot changed hip-hop forever, but it also created a legacy that refuses to fade. And perhaps that's why the question still echoes across generations. Who really pulled the trigger? If you found this story powerful and want more deep dives into real mysteries, music history, and untold stories, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.